Alright guys and gals, Crypto Kurt here with another crypto video, and today, because I love passive income, I'm going to be looking at and doing some speculative analysis of the dividend payouts for the Spectre Dividend Tokens. Now I am assuming that there's a lot of people who may be interested in this token who could not get into the ICO for two reasons. First, the ICO minimum purchase was 1 ETH. And I think at the time ETH was trading at about 875 Australian. And secondly, if you're a U.S. citizen, citizen of Puerto Rico, a couple of other countries, then they weren't going to allow you into the ICO. But now that the tokens are trading on MyEtherDelta, you can certainly go purchase the tokens and put them into your wallet. Okay, so my first disclaimer is this is not financial advice and should be construed for educational and entertainment purposes only. Okay, so I did a number of these speculative videos looking at the potential payouts during the ICO. Now, at that time, we had no idea how many tokens were going to be distributed because the way that it worked was Spectre sold one token and then you could go change it for two different types of tokens. So there was a lot of speculation about how many actual tokens were going to be available of this type. In other words, the dividend token itself. So it was kind of up in the air. And secondly, there are still a lot of things that are up in the air. So my second disclaimer is that because of all the variables that are coming into play to determine what the dividend payout is for these tokens, there is absolutely no way to provide you with an actual finite payout amount. All we can do is take some snapshots of some scenarios and then present those to you. And even there, you're going to have a plus or minus 20% up or down about the value of those payouts over time because, again, there's just too many variables coming into play. As a matter of fact, while I did this spreadsheet, I was preparing the spreadsheet and then refreshed the value of the token. Let's go have a look at that. While I was doing this an hour ago, doing the spreadsheet, it was at 58 cents. And then I just refreshed the page to have the freshest value for you guys, and it dropped 6 cents down to 52 cents. What that means for you is that actually if you go buy tokens now, you get more tokens for your for your dollar. So I immediately had to change the spreadsheet, and that happened in 1 hour. So again, every minute of every day potentially is going to change. So we just can't give you a finite absolute payout number. So I just want to please take that into consideration before you start trolling me about how the numbers are wrong and blah 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 blah. Okay. So quickly, for those of you who don't know what Spectre is currently a Forex and CFD trading platform. It is peer-to-peer. In other words, it's person-to-person. So there's no market makers. There are no brokers. Basically, it's people who want to buy a currency and people who want to sell a currency. And then the system, the platform matches you up. And basically, you use your tokens to you use the utility tokens to actually get involved and do the trading and make it work that way. I am going to do another video about the utility tokens, but today I wanted to focus on the dividend token portion of the platform. Basically, the way it works is 2% of the profits are distributed out to token holders. There's a big question in my mind that I came up with as I was doing this video, which I have not seen answered, which I may have to go check with their support. This was a big issue with the 10x payout, and that is, are they going to do payouts to tokens that are held in non-ERC20 wallets? So at the moment, that's only trading on MyEtherDelta. So basically, you're going to have your tokens on some kind of ERC20 wallet to be able to get into MyEtherDelta to do the trades. And then the next question is, again, if the tokens are not in a wallet, do they still get allocated the dividend? Not sure about that. So once again, big kind of question mark there about how many actual physical tokens are alive on the network which can accept the payouts. If you're interested in learning more about Spectre, obviously come watch the videos. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. You can sign up to the beta. The platform is actually going live in March, and they're expecting to do their first dividend payouts in April. I believe that they are going to start with monthly and then work towards weekly payouts. Again, that's an assumption that's something that I have heard during some of these interviews with the CEO. But again, I would assume in April, because everything's going to be so brand new, they'll probably do a single payout. Again, I'm assuming that. So I just want you to know that in my spreadsheet, which we're going to take a look at, I'm basically pulling numbers directly from these Spectre forecasts. Okay, and there are 3 forecasts. If you go back to documents and then come down to forecasts, you'll be able to see these. These are actual Google Docs, and you can actually play around with them. They have some set scenarios that then you can go change the numbers. The problem with these forecasting documents is they only look at a per dividend payout. So you can't plug in a number saying, okay, well, I have this many tokens. What's my potential dividend going to be? And so that's why I built the spreadsheet, which we're going to have a look at, which does exactly that. But if we have a quick look here, there are several assumptions that are being made here, which are giving us these numbers. Okay, so these are the potential dividend numbers based on several assumptions. One assumption is the total dividends issued. So that's the first one that's actually, at the moment, I'm going to say incorrect. Because if we go look at CoinMarketCap, we can see that the current circulating supply is 79,191,384. Total supply is 140,270,691. If we come back to Specter, their assumption here is that there were 70,135. So there's 9 million tokens that are missing from their calculation. So again, there's a lot of variables. They're also assuming the number of traders per year. Sorry, that's the bearish one. Let's hang on. Okay, so for the first spreadsheet that I built, I used their balanced versions. They have 3 forecasts. They have a bearish, a balanced, and a bullish. We're going to look at the balanced and have a quick look at the bullish if you really want to get excited. So some of the assumptions they're making are 3,000 traders in year 1. They're assuming 8 trades per day per trader. They're assuming $30 per trade with a total trade volume per day of $240 per trader. They're assuming a win rate of 52%, and they're assuming an ROI of 75% on those wins. All of these variables can change. Any one of them can change. You could have 10,000 traders doing 2 a day. The value could be $45 and the win ratio could be 48%. All of that is going to change the actual value of the dividends. So all we can do, again, is grab a snapshot, use those numbers, and then make some indicative assumptions based on that snapshot. If we scroll down here, you can see some of the numbers. So based on those assumptions, they're assuming 79 million in volume in the first in 2018. You can see this is the Specter fee, and half of that goes to Specter and half of it goes to the dividend players. So again, all these numbers here are what I've put into my spreadsheet, assuming a set number of tokens available. And again, there's a difference between the 70 million that they say, and someone's even asking a question about that, 70 million versus the 79 million that CoinMarketCap says are actually circulating. So as I said, so many variables. I've done my best to try to make this spreadsheet work and work within the variables. So as an example, I'm using a multiplier between 79 and 70 and using that as the multiplier for the dividend analysis. So let's go there and have a quick look then. Okay, so these are their numbers, 79 million. So again, these are taken directly from the spreadsheet based over the next 10 years. These are the fees that are paid out. These are the payouts per token. So that's the dividend per token per year. That number times 12 gives you this number. So that's your monthly payout based on this 480. And then there's a special dividend, which is given out once per year. And these I've hard-coded in because, again, these I've just taken directly from the spreadsheet. And these are your annual earnings, and these are the total earnings over time. Now, another thing to remember is that the payouts are going to be paid out in ETH. That's pretty exciting because I'm a firm believer that ETH is going to go up in value over time. So that's another multiplier that you have to take into consideration, that you're not getting cash payouts, you're getting payouts in ETH. And so again, let's assume that if you're paid out in ETH, that this $14 might actually grow in value over the next 10 years, as well as providing you with an annual payout. Excuse me. If we come down here quickly, these are just 5 different investment amounts that I'm looking at: 250, 500, 1,000, 5,000, and 10,000. These are the number of tokens that you would get based on the price currently being 52 cents. And so again, at $250, you would get approximately 480 tokens. And if we plug 480 tokens into the calculator, You can see first year one, $14, year two, $31. You can see they go up, up, up. Your total value in dividend payouts in ETH in today's value would be $4,966. And if the platform continues in business, as we all hope and assume that it will, this will just go up in value. So let's put in the 961. Let's say you have a little bit more money you can invest in this thing. So you're going to put in $500, and over 10 years, you're going to get $9,944. Again, that's in ETH, in current present day value of ETH. Let's put in, let's say you have $1,000 and you're going to get the 1923. You're looking now at about close to $20,000 over a 10-year period. Again, you can see these annual payouts. You can see the monthly payouts. If we have $5,000 we want to put in, we're going to have 9615. Now we're looking at $100,000. So if you had $5,000 today, you would be looking at potentially, $100,000 payout in ETH, in present day value of ETH, over the next 10 years. And this starts really adding up. Now let's go to 10,000, and we're going to say we have 19,230 tokens. Now we're looking at, you're going to spend 10,000, and that over the next 10 years, you're going to generate $198,983. It's really not a bad payout from a $10,000 investment to know that 10 years from now, you're going to be getting $44,000 a year in passive income. You are going to have to do nothing for this. I talk a lot about passive income doesn't happen passively. The only thing you have to do is buy these tokens and then pray that the platform grows and stays in its current growth stage. Now, once again, guys, all of this has so many variables. Again, the price could go up 10 cents by the time you watch this, so these numbers would be completely skewed, and you would only have 375 tokens being paid out at a completely different rate because, again, something else has changed. So, once again, this snapshot is only really, truly valuable right now as we watch it, but I'm just doing this to give you some indicative idea of the kind of income that you might be able to expect over the next 10 years, looking at the forecast made by Specter itself. Now, there's another cool thing about the Specter platform. They've basically built their own blockchain, and they are inviting other companies to come build indexes or whatever they want, apps, dApps, decentralized applications on the Specter network. And one of the requirements, though, is that if there's fees, transaction fees, that those fees are then steered back or paid back into the total liquidity pool that is being paid out to the token Spectre dividend holders. And I know of at least 2 partnerships that they've announced through their newsletters. So go to the Spectre website and sign up for the newsletters, and you'll get notified as they're doing deals with other companies, and other companies as the platform grows. All of these are going to grow. So once again, these numbers are only based on the Spectre bit part of the liquidity pool and the Spectre part of the transaction fees, but there very well may be a larger volume of transaction fees that are going to happen because there are other apps that are actively working and being used on the Spectre platform. Okay, so once again, that was the not the bearish, but the middle of the road, the balanced portfolio, as they say. Now I'm just going to run you through the bullish. Okay, so let's say 480 here.